What is up guys, Taiki here, and today I'll be going over farms of the week, where I'll be going over the farms I'm currently in as well as farms I'm looking out for. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. So let's get started. So I'm in two farms right now, one on the Polygon and ecosystem and one on the Terra ecosystem. On Polygon, I'm currently in this thing called Dinoswap. I'd say this is something under the degen yield farm category. And I roughly have $9,000 in the Dino USDC pool as well as $2,400 in the stablecoin pool. And my initial capital, how much I put in total, is roughly $9,800. So I'm up a little. I'm not going to waste your time explaining why I'm entering this farm and the thought process behind it, because yesterday I did a live stream where I literally spent like 40 minutes telling you, going over my research, because this is the first degen yield farm I'm entering in the past 2 months, because I don't think degen yield farms on average perform that well in a bear market. But I did my research and I have reasons to believe that it could work. So always not financial advice, do your own research, but if you're curious on Dinoswap, then check it out here. On the Terra ecosystem side, my strategy hasn't changed. 5 days ago, I made this video, a beginner's guide to earning roughly 50% APY on the Terra ecosystem, and I'm still earning roughly that much. My initial capital is down because the price of Luna dropped a little bit. So I'm not gonna go over the entire strategy in this video, but I just want to clear up any confusion that I had regarding, how AUST works, right? Because right now on Mirror, I'm using AUST as collateral to short gold, right? Just to capture the short farm rate, which on average is roughly 40%. And people are like, wait, it says total deposit is $0, right? So where is my UST? And am I even earning 20%? And in the YouTube comments, there's been a lot of comments I think your video is wrong. I'm not earning 20%. Well, let me just show you that these comments are wrong, and because it is confusing, right? So let me just clear up that confusion. So I took this screenshot 5 days ago, where my collateral on Mirror was roughly $11,508, right? So if what I'm saying is right, that I'm still earning roughly 20% on whatever I'm putting here as collateral, then this value should be higher now, right? Well, let's just check here, right? So now it's at $11,532. So my collateral has appreciated by $24 in the last 5 days or so. So this is proof that even though you can't see your deposit here, it's still, technically it's yours, right? And it's still earning interest. So just clearing up that confusion. And Caleb on Twitter sent this really nice table going over the average overall farm APR, I think on the short side in the past 30 days. Because, and this is useful just because these farm APRs, they fluctuate so much. I guess just because there's not that much liquidity, I guess, since I made that video, I guess everyone aped into the gold short farm, and now it's at 30%. But on average, it's roughly at 40%. It might not get there just because I've talked about my strategy and how I thought it was profitable. So maybe decrease this by 20-30% or something, or 10-20-30% or something. But I still think it's a pretty good farm where even if you're doing the whole stablecoin strategy, you can still earn 50%. If you want to know more about how to actually do this, then check out that video. Okay. So what about the farms that I'm not in but looking out for? So I'll go over Harmony stuff, but let me just go over the Polygon stuff first. So on Polygon, on Balancer, so polygon.balancer.fi, there's a stablecoin pool here that you can earn roughly 20% on, and 20% on stablecoins might not seem that much, but it's in a bear market, it's pretty hard to come by. So this is a pretty good one, and Balancer just has a bunch of good ones. These are all, I believe they're paid in the Balancer and the MATIC token. So for example, the MATIC, MTA, and the ETH pool, right? The 3 asset pool is yielding 129%, which I think is pretty good. People kind of get scared about impermanent loss, but I don't really see impermanent loss as that big of a problem, right? Similar for Curve, right? The atricrypto pool, this is something that I really like. And before I entered Dinoswap, I had all my assets in the atricrypto pool, where you can roughly earn 23%-ish on stablecoins, Bitcoin, or ETH. And let me just go over the calculator on the potential risks of impermanent loss, right? So the atricrypto pool is 3 assets, roughly 33% each. So let's just go over what happens if Bitcoin just gigamoons, right? And ETH also gigamoons, right? I mean, I don't see this happening, but let's just say, like, what if this happens, right? How much impermanent loss will I be incurring? Well, it's only 9%, right? But what if, let's say we take a more realistic scenario where even in the most bullish case, maybe Bitcoin goes up 25% and ETH goes up 50%. Well, impermanent loss is only 1%. So I guess for people to be, like, I guess, scared about impermanent loss and miss out on the 23%, I think is, I guess it's wrong. Not financial advice, but I still think this is a really good pool. And if I ever pull out a Dinoswap, I'll be going back to this one. And last one on Polygon, I still think Chi DAO, right? This is Mai Finance, is a good one. You can earn roughly 30%, I believe, or 25 to 30% on stablecoins, right? So my USDC pool here. And I went over Chi DAO many times on my channel. I farmed this in May when no one was really talking about it. I took profits at roughly $3. And with the, I guess, the Chi DAO tokens that I have left, right? So I farmed 1,000, sold 3/4 of it. And with the rest, I just locked it up for the next year, right? And I'm going to be earning 74% APY. So I don't even know if this thing is going to be around 12 months from now, but if it is, then, you know, like, I increased my stack by 74%. So this is something that, you know, maybe you should look into because I talked about it on my channel, and I'm sure a lot of you are also in this as well. Okay, so lastly, let's go over the Harmony ecosystem. So the Harmony ecosystem is still pretty new. Let me just refresh this. So it's not really built out. There's only really farms for, I guess, being an LP, right? There's not like a lending market. So I'm personally not that interested because if I enter Harmony, I just provide liquidity and that's it, right? There's not much you can do. However, there are two farms that I think is good. First is Viperswap. You see these APRs, right? It's super high. It's like, how are you sustainable? Well, they've actually been sustainable for quite a long time now. And the reason for that is because these tokens have a pretty crazy vesting schedule, right? So 95% of your locked rewards start unlocking starting Christmas 2021, and they're fully unlocked Christmas of 2022, right? And the 5% is unlocked, I believe. But I mean, sure, if Viperswap becomes big, then like, yeah, like, sure, it's worth waiting. But me personally, like, I don't, like, this time horizon is way too long for me. So even though the yields are juicy, I'm just not interested, right? But what's immediate, like what is an immediate yield on Harmony is the Sushi pool. I think $3 or $4 million is allocated for the next 12 months, which isn't that much if you think about like how much funds is like being thrown around in Polygon ecosystem. But so far these yields are holding up. Because there's only like $4 million in the next 12 months, all it takes is a few whales to dilute these yields. But this is something that you might want to monitor in the next maybe a week or a month or so, because if everyone's ignoring it, then, you know, you can capture the yield, right? Like me personally, I'm ignoring it because I think there's an opportunity cost of being on this, but, you know, just do your own research. And yeah, so those are the farms that I'm watching. I'm in Dino on Polygon. I'm in Anchor and Mirror on Terra. And I guess my favorite pool on Polygon is the atricrypto pool. I think this is very underrated. So yeah, I suggest everyone look into this. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe and have fun farming.